Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. I'm having an earlier live stream today because I won't be able to make the later one. So thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Elijah. Shout out to Julie L. Shout out to Aaliyah. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Shout out to Avery. Whoops, I spelled your name wrong. Give me 1 second. Shout out to Avery. Shout out to Knowledge. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Jaylee. Shout out to Rylan. Shout out to, I got Jaylee. Shout out to Jadea. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Concave. Shout out to Jalen. Shout out to Max. Shout out to Katie. Is it Katie? Shout out to Jack. Shout out, is it Katie? Shout out to Joshua. Shout out to Brianna. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Brielle. Shout out to Gloria. Shout out to Mohana. Shout out to Mary Pearl. Thank you for subscribing. Gloria, I got you. Shout out to Peyton. Shout out to Jamie. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Welcome. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Belle. Shout out to Luna. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Kaisley. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Macy. Shout out to Michaela. Shout out to David. Shout out to Jaden. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Grace. Shout out to Salvador. Shout out to Ashley Frank. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Ashley Frank. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Ray. Shout out to Hashim. Shout out to Kiki. Hello everyone, welcome. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Charlie, thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Carmela. Shout out to Kamoya. Shout out to Valeria. Shout out to Leah. Shout out to Owen. Shout out to Jordan. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Ankit Gupta. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Ronan. Shout out to Hazel. Shout out to Gianna. Shout out to Ria. Shout out to Amaya. Shout out to Noah. Shout out to Sushi. Shout out to Zara. Shout out to Gianna. Shout out to Tiara. Shout out to Autumn. Shout out to Alyssa. Shout out to Evelyn. Shout out to Adrian. Shout out to Malia. Shout out to Destiny. Shout out to Madison. Shout out to Melvina. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Newkirk. Shout out to Melvina Newkirk. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Kenley. Shout out to Piper. Shout out to Amber. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Savannah. Shout out to Yvonne. Shout out to Willow. Shout out to Greta. Shout out to Sophie. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Vivian. Shout out to Virginia. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Kari. Shout out to JC. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Giselle. Shout out to Mackenzie. Shout out to Leo. Shout out to Carissa. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Ali. Shout out to Layla. Shout out to Kylie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Ember. Shout out to Zoid. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Johanna. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to these people. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. On to the next page. I live stream every day. Normally I live stream like 3 hours later than this, but I have like a place I have to be. So that's why I can't make it to the later live stream that I usually do. So that's why I'm live streaming a little bit earlier today. So thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Check out my channel. I post other content. I would truly appreciate it if you check it out. I do YouTube shorts, tutorials for greeting cards, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. I do cute little tutorials like this. So I hope you can check it out. Check out my channel. I would truly appreciate it. Shout out to Selena. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Aurora. Shout out to Nella. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to Robin. Shout out to Albert Weska. Shout out to Lily. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Nobly. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Kason. Shout out to Mateo. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Ailey. Shout out to Cora. Yes, Autumn, what's your sister's name? Shout out to Piper. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Ivana. Shout out to Ayuba. Shout out to Alexi. Thank you for subscribing. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Jody. Shout out to Tycon. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Jake. Shout out to Emerson. Shout out to Zane. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Raheem. Shout out to E-Class. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Tessie. Shout out to Ainsley. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to Tiana. Shout out to Renee. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Giselle. Shout out to Ashley. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Braylee. Shout out to Toothless, the bearded dragon. Shout out to Julia. Shout out to Yerel Gomez. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Leah. Shout out to Eliana. Bye, Selena. Thank you for stopping by. Shout out to Natalie. Shout out to Giannis. Shout out to Alondra. Shout out to what was it? Shout out to MT. Happy birthday. Shout out to Jamie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Flowy. Shout out to Cole. Happy birthday. Shout out to Amelia. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Aurelie. Shout out to Isra, or Isra. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Cookie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Mariah. Shout out to Vincenzo. Shout out to Vivian. Shout out to Curtis. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Paisley. Shout out to Sage. Shout out to Tyler. Happy birthday. Shout out to Bronx. Shout out to Luna. Shout out to Mila or Mila. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Jenna Dean. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to Cheyenne. Shout out to Summer. Shout out to Ikram. Shout out to Aaron. Luna, I got you. Shout out to Asher. Shout out to Alasia. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Also, check out my channel. Leave some likes around some of my other videos, my other content. Shout out to Brianna. Shout out to CJ. Shout out to Louise. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Cadence. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Jamieson. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Aaron. Oh, I already got Aaron. Shout out to Abe. Shout out to Zariah. Shout out to Karaya. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Rama. Shout out to Goldfish. Shout out to Mackenzie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Emily. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Emily. Happy birthday. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to London. Shout out to Jacob. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Andrea. Shout out to Claire. Shout out to Erica. Shout out to AG. Shout out to these people. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the live stream. I live stream every day. Usually I live stream like 2 hours later, but I did an earlier one because I won't be able to be here for the later one. I also post other content like this. I do tutorials for greeting cards, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. I also do Valentine cards, so I hope you can check it out. Please check out my YouTube shorts. I would truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the live stream. Write your name in the chat if I haven't shouted you out. Thank you also for your patience. I know I don't write the fastest, so I appreciate you taking the time to write your name. Shout out to Jackson. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Anjo. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Noel. Shout out to Ariana. Shout out to Bob. Shout out to Sandy. Shout out to Success. Shout out to Alea. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Kenslia. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Phoenix. Happy birthday. Shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Mohammed. Shout out to Luna, no worries. Shout out to Cobain. Shout out to Hunter. Shout out to Zyla. Shout out to Sammy. Shout out to Maymuna. Shout out to Dustin. Shout out to Molly. Happy birthday. Shout out to Carter. Shout out to Salome. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Georgie. Shout out to Cassidy. Shout out to Parker. Shout out to Delina. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Tazzy. Shout out to Dion. Shout out to Florence. Shout out to Alina. Shout out to Ivana. Shout out to Paris. Shout out to Paisley. Shout out to Cinema Roll. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Wyatt. Shout out to Skylin. Shout out to Natalia. Shout out to Maria. Shout out to Jonah. Shout out to Ken. Shout out to Austin. Shout out to Remy. Shout out to Tazzy. Shout out to Jalea. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Maya. Shout out to Sophie. Shout out to Victor. Shout out to Maverick. Shout out to Sadie. Shout out to Jocelyn. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Giselle. Happy birthday. Shout out to Americas. Shout out to Isabella Thomas. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. No, it's, what is it? It's Bella Thomas. There we go. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. Shout out to It's Bella Thomas. Thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Bryn. Shout out to Asma. Shout out to Izon. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Addie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Nina. Happy birthday. Shout out to Jasmine. Shout out to Bucky. Shout out to Lisa. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Camry. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Carla. Shout out to Trinity. Shout out to Dominic. Shout out to Manisha. Happy birthday. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Dier. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Khalees. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Jack. Shout out to Abigail. Shout out to Gage. Shout out to Lucy. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jeremiah. Shout out to Logan. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Camille. Shout out to Autumn. Shout out to Ethan. Shout out to Stephanie T. Shout out to Tegan. Shout out to Haley. Shout out to Yadil. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Roxy. Shout out to Mackenzie. Shout out to Pearl. Shout out to Addie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Sophia. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to these people. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. I live stream every day around the same time as, actually not around the same time as this, usually 2 hours later than this. I'm live streaming earlier this time because I won't be able to do the later one, the usual one. So thank you so much for being here. I live stream every day, so if you want to support my channel, please subscribe. It would help me out a lot. I value your time and I value your support. So thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Avery. Shout out to Jojo. Shout out to Mariah. Shout out to Melanie. Shout out to Raya. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Sneaky. Shout out to Azaria. Shout out to Natsuki. Shout out to Sirat. Shout out to Kaizen. Shout out to Ruby, I got you. Shout out to Evelyn. Shout out to, is it Lucky Ducky? Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Katie. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to Josiah. Shout out to Jaylon. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Dominic. Shout out to Carl. Shout out to Gila. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Ron. Shout out to Zay. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to Sincere. Shout out to Mike. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Faithlyn. Shout out to Nahi. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Adriana. Shout out to Walt. Shout out to Santi. Shout out to Alexa. Shout out to Regina. Shout out to Dalia. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Grace. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Millie. Shout out to Selena. Shout out to Jasmine. Shout out to Sophia. Thank you for your support. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Vanessa. Shout out to Lisandro. Shout out to Dev. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Loyalty. Shout out to Emily. Shout out to Jessa. Shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Brody. Shout out to Donna. Shout out to Stanley. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Ariana. Shout out to, is it Guy? Shout out to Genesis. Shout out to Alyssa. Shout out to Paisley. Shout out to Taylor. Shout out to Dina. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Khaleesi. Shout out to Marlene. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Raymond. Shout out to Sadie. Shout out to Adem. Shout out to Warren. Shout out to Johnny. Shout out to Nadia. Shout out to Irina. Shout out to Selena. Shout out to Carlo. Shout out to Saral. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Or is it Sarah? I think it's Sarah. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Kaylin. Shout out to Stella. Shout out to Bristol. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Nadia. Thank you so much. My name's Ness. Oh, I forgot to write my my YouTube channel. Let me write it down here. My name's Ness from NessDIYcorner. Oopsie, I messed up. There we go. Oh, that's so crooked. I'm so, oops, I'm so sorry. I'm Ness from NessDIYcorner. That's my channel. I hope you can check it out. Shout out to Victoria. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Jacqueline. On my live streams, I like to do shout outs, and then on my YouTube shorts, I like to do tutorials. I hope you can check it out. Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to Ripley. Shout out to Aurelia. Shout out to Laura. Shout out to these people. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. On to the next page. This is my last page. I have to go get another book. So please hang in there. Give me like 30 seconds. I have to go grab another notebook because I finished this one. I have all the names here. So give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for your patience. I went to get another notebook. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the shout outs. I live stream every day. Normally like 2 hours later than this. I had to live stream earlier today because I won't be able to make it to the later one, my usual one. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Rosalie. Whoops, why'd I put an S? Shout out to Autumn. Shout out to Aiden. Shout out to Arabella. Shout out to Landon. Shout out to Shia, or Shea, sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Nahari. Shout out to Bubble Bead Boutique. Oopsie. Oh no, I messed up. Did I get that right? Boutique. Shout out to Antonio. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Avni. Shout out to Scarlett. Shout out to Connie. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Ruben. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Tova. Shout out to Nadia. Shout out to Jan. Shout out to Stella. Shout out to Rose. Shout out to Boeing 777. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Boeing. Shout out to Mohammed. Shout out to Ace for Eden. A. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Chloe. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Dakota. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Rajab. Shout out to Mary Milne. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Mary Milne. Thank you for your support. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Moonlight. Shout out to Myra. Shout out to Madison. Shout out to Zoya. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Andrew. Shout out to Brayden. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Lucy. Shout out to Caleb. Shout out to Kyler. Shout out to Aaliyah. Shout out to Luella. Shout out to Henley. I'm so sorry if I haven't gotten to you. Thank you for your patience. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Desiree. Shout out to Leilani. Shout out to Lennox. Shout out to Jackson. Whoopsie. Shout out to Raphael. Shout out to Haley. Shout out to Sunny. Shout out to Aranza. Shout out to Emmanuel. Shout out to Kazia. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Xander. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Emma. Shout out to Brooke. Shout out to Andrea. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Sebastian. Shout out to Shad. Shout out to Jalay. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Vuri. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to May. Shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Connor. Shout out to Layla. Shout out to Blaze. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Peyton. Shout out to Xavier. Shout out to Zalea. Shout out to Willa. Shout out to Jacqueline. Shout out to Shakori. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Zachary. Shout out to Xiomara. Shout out to Trevor. Shout out to Raven. Shout out to Anthony, I got you. Shout out to King. Shout out to Lisa. Shout out to Ryan. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Kenan. Shout out to Elise. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Emilio. Shout out to Zainab. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Redima.